All right, we're going to get started here, guys. Welcome to our January 11th community meeting. I am Captain Kai if you're new to the outfit or outside the outfit, and together with Captain Jordy's Bacon, we are the outfit leaders of 2REF. So this presentation is going to cover a lot of different topics, things that we're working on, things that are coming, things that have happened in the past few months since our last community meeting, which was in November, so it was some time ago. And this is just to catch everybody up on what's going on with the outfit, and usually we like to give a little insight on, just what our thinking is, what's the state of things, where are we at as an outfit within the context of Planetside right now. So obviously, guys, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. This is going to be, should be a good year for 2REF. We are starting off very strong going into the new year, and can't wait to see what happens next. Here are a couple screenshots from the community, guys. So we had a lot of gatherings inside a sanctuary for Christmas. Just some cool different stuff. I can't actually remember exactly who submitted some of these, but I think Bess did some of these. This one I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, we had a whole bunch of ops during this time. Very festive looking. I had a couple trainings with Purple doing some engineer stuff. And again, these aren't like the greatest screenshots, but really this screenshot, I know this is not the coolest looking screenshot ever, but it really is just to show that we're always kind of practicing with R&D, trying to figure out what's optimal, what are things that we can do with the different tactical slot weapons. And so research like this is really one of the things I think 2REF is good at. We are curious about it, and we like to figure out what is little tricks we can do to give us an edge in fights. This screenshot is just a late night where Jordy, myself, and Hannibal cut off the NC warp gate. I don't know why, we were pretty proud of that, but for 3 of us only, it was a lot of fun. We also did a lot of joint ops on NC, and so I wanted to talk about that real quick. I mean, obviously, NC isn't our primary faction, but as part of our outfit goals to promote the community of Planetside, we'll play with any outfit. We'll join you guys for a night. Doesn't matter what faction, because we're interested in learning. The thing is, we don't know what we don't know, and so playing with other outfits helps us, expand our knowledge, what's out there. Not just tactically and how you play Planetside, but also how they run their outfit. And we're very curious about outfit management, and we like to, talk to each other. And so we had a joint op with Never a Fair Fight, which went really well. And then we had another one with Tactical Gamer. I think we have a Tactical Gamer representative here tonight. But it was a lot of fun, and they operate very differently than we do, but it was still just a really enjoyable night and really interesting to see how they operate. So that was cool. And just so you guys know, we have started up an NC division outfit called the 2nd Corporate Assault Force. This was just a slide that we use, and the official camo is angular camo. I mean, some people don't like it, but it is what it is, guys. Me and Purple thought it was pretty cool. Right, Purple?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, just to purify your minds after that NC there, we've got a little bit of propaganda from Mr. Sage LT Sage 0. Victory is our tradition. Nice. Thank you, Sage, for that. Jason ran a really awesome Bastion op not long ago. It was pretty epic. We had a lot of other outfits come support us. Who came to join us that night? Jason, was it one LT?
One ITO.
Right.
One the Latino outfit, or the Brazilian outfit, I think it was.
So we had this Bastion pulled, and then we encountered an absolutely massive SKL air swarm. And a whole bunch of outfits came to support us, which was really awesome. I'm not going to play this whole clip, but here's just to give you a sense. And again, I apologize for low graphics, but it was a huge air swarm came to our Bastion, and just a really cool night.
I think AOD pulled some air support to help us as well.
Right. And I don't think this video is doing any justice to the scale of it, but man, it was just absolutely huge air swarm that we came, and we actually ended up defending the Bastion from it. So that was amazing, guys. Great job. All right, moving on. Once again, you guys all know that Osher is still to be released, and you know that the countdown timer in Sanctuary is not going to be accurate, most likely. I estimate probably no earlier than February the 9th or something about that. So don't expect Osher anytime soon, but it is coming, and it's going to be awesome. And then lastly, this was just on Twitter from the Planetside devs. I don't really know what this is teasing, but take a look. The VS Max has hands when traditionally at least one weapon was always on the VS Max fused into their arm. So who knows what this means? Maybe Maxes can carry LMGs. That would be interesting. Dual Butcher, maybe. All right, now I wanted to talk about a little bit of the outfit history. I know we have a lot of new members, and I know in the past I kind of brushed over this because a lot of you guys lived through a lot of this stuff, so we don't need to cover it. But I thought it'd be really interesting to have a visual of where we're at in 2RAF right now. And I think some of this stuff kind of helps to inform our stance on a lot of things. Like people will ask us, can we add this to the outfit? Can we add that? And sometimes we'll say no, and sometimes it's based on this experience that we've had as an outfit. So I'm going to take a few moments here just to kind of explain the history of the outfit, just for anybody who's joining us, that, you know, we can say, you know, this is a rough story. I'm going to try and be as unbiased as possible. But to
just
give you guys
a quick aside,
yeah.
Sorry, Kai. Anyone who isn't aware, Kai is streaming a slideshow right now. So if you're not in the slideshow, just go ahead and click on his stream, and you'll be able to view it. Sorry, Kai.
The stream's capped. Somebody else needs to stream it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I tried to join it. Told me it was capped.
Does that cap how many people can join a stream?
25.
Okay.
It's 50. Jordy's also.
Yep.
So
just stream it and put it on the same
are
slide.
Are you streaming my stream?
Will that work?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm streaming.
Okay.
Stream.
All right.
I'll stream
Perfect.
your stream as
Nice.
well. If that.
We're good. We got purple. Okay. So just to explain real quick, guys. So this outfit used to be called the Terran Republic Assault Force, so TRAF, and then it was rebooted. It died in around, I don't know, maybe it started in 2012 when the game was released, but then it died sometime long time ago. The outfit was then rebooted by one of the officers named Weatherford. He rebooted the outfit called 2RAF because TRAF was taken. So we are the second Republic Assault Force, so that is why. The outfit was formed around March 25th, 2020, and this is right around peak COVID. Around this time, too, was the escalation update, which brought the Bastion. So you can imagine between everybody home at COVID and the Bastion update, which was huge for PlanetSide, there was a huge amount of activity for PlanetSide around this time. So huge that in 1 month, 1 month later, the outfit was at 850 members, which is massive considering that we are only at 800 members after working on the outfit for several months. As I'm speaking this, I'm realizing this is going to be too long to go through, so I'm just going to go over kind of the major points. When the outfit started, we went and participated in Outfit Wars. That gave us a little taste of what that was like, and we didn't even try, but we came second place for our category. And that was a huge moment because it gave us some incentive. Some people like me, we just felt like, well, that was us not even trying. What if we did try for the next Outfit Wars, which was down here? So for this whole period between the two Outfit Wars, 2RAF was kind of working on improving itself, trying to, level up our infantry, level up all of our vehicle play, so that if we were to do Outfit Wars again, we were going to make sure that we tried really, really hard. And people don't really know much about how we accomplished that, but a lot more thought went into that, a lot more hard work and testing and theory crafting went into that than people realize. They think, oh, 2RAF just double teamed another faction. It was way more than that. So, long story short, Weatherford stepped down and he initiated a 3-captain system. So 2RAF was always supposed to have 3 captains. So the very first captains were, after Weatherford stepped down, was Captain Dan, Warlock Loki, and Blitz. Very soon after, Blitz stepped down, Warlock stepped down, and Captain Dan was the only captain for a while. Very quickly, he promoted a guy named Fuego. Rest in peace, Fuego. I know he's still alive, but he's just not in the outfit anymore. He stopped playing the game. Myself, and then we discovered that, Fuego stepped down, and then for a while, it was just Captain Dan and I running 2RAF. Captain Dan was really interested in this idea of forming regiments, and so we created Black Ops, BFG, and Red Angels. That was our infantry, armor, and air division. And that was kind of the beginning of a new chapter in the outfit, was splitting the outfit into these different groups, these different focus groups. Around this time, we were looking for a third individual to be captain, trying to keep with the 3-captain structure. And we discovered a guy named Death Leopard who had fire in the belly, very passionate guy, awesome player. And he ended up becoming a captain as well. Now, this is kind of the key point here is that, I stepped down as captain, and just to explain what happened there. Weatherford, even though he stepped down, did not give up control of the outfit. He wasn't the head. He was at the head of the outfit despite the outfit being ran by different people. And around this time, we approached Weatherford, hey, since you're no longer active and we're running the outfit, would you mind transferring ownership over to us? And Weatherford he refused ultimately. And that is the reason for why I stepped down, was because I saw that we were building something on a foundation that wasn't solid. After that, Captain Kedzie was promoted to replace me, so there was always 3 captains. And then after a period of months, there was some tension that happened in the outfit. Ultimately, Captain Kedzie was demoted for something, misconduct, and the Red Angels, the air division of Turaf, left the outfit. Around this time, Jordy's Bacon was promoted to captain, and pretty soon, I actually think Captain Jordy's Bacon will be the longest running captain that Turaf has ever had. I think he might surpass Dan soon. After that period, we managed to rebuild ourselves, and we participated in Alpha Wars Alpha 3, which was a huge success for Turaf, and really boosted our spirits after, all the stuff that we'd been through. Around this time, a whole bunch of stuff happened, but essentially, to keep it short, Captain Dan was thinking of retiring. He'd been at it for a while. At the same time, there was some tensions between armor and infantry, and Death Leopard decided to leave the outfit along with the armor division. And we also, before that, Captain Dan and Death Leopard leaving meant that there was only one captain, and since Weatherford was kind of overseeing and to ensure that there were always 3 captains in Turaf, initiated a reboot of the leadership, which essentially completely destabilized the structure of Turaf. And so we executed Order 66, which was Captain Dan's plan to migrate the Discord and the outfit to a new one, which is the one that we're currently in right now. During this period, we jumped to a temporary outfit, or we thought it was going to be a temporary outfit, called One Raf, which is why that is floating around. But during this time, we were kind of unhappy. We just didn't really know, what our next course was. It felt weird not fully being Turaf, and so after a long discussion with the officers, we tried to rebrand. We considered other outfit names or whatever. But in the end, we could only be one thing, and that was Turaf. And as it turns out, Weatherford actually gave us back the outfit. He finally, for the reason that I dropped out, he finally decided to give us the outfit. And so we became Turaf once more. And so then you get Kaya promoted to captain, Hannibal Forge commander, and Purple Tentacle commander. And as you can see, this is how long we've been running as this new outfit. And I think it's just interesting to see the visual compared to where we've been before. You can see we're about, honestly, it's only about a fifth or a fourth of how long we've actually been running this thing. So that's just give you guys some context, because it's going to kind of make sense as to why we make the decisions we make later on in this presentation. All right, so other than that, guys, we've grown a lot in the past few months. We are up to over 800 members, and this was taken just yesterday. So I don't know what it is. Maybe a mix of COVID, maybe a mix of Christmas holidays, but Christmas is over now, so people seem to be just excited about the game. A lot of people are active. And here we go, some outfit merch, guys. New announcement. Dark, you want to take this one? All good. Go ahead,
Hi,
Dark.
friends. So, as this slide might suggest, we have merch. We have a lot of merch. I spent today and a few days this week banging my head against the wall, trying to get Teespring to work again, but we have it. Kaya, will you go to the next slide? Because I believe here is just some of the examples of stuff we've got. We've got some options for cups. We've got pants, shirts, tank tops, crop tops. We've got posters. That really cool image that Sage did the art for that was earlier in the presentation. We have a sticker of that. We've got some posters, we've got blankets, wall tapestries. We got a lot of stuff going on. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that and pin that in outfit chat, and you guys can go nuts.
Yeah, awesome. And it also opens it up for us to add new stuff down the road. This was something we used to do. We used to have the merch store, but we took it down when we weren't fully certain on what our identity was going to be. But now that we are so solidly back as Turaf, we felt comfortable opening this up again. Is there another slide, Dark?
Not on this, but just one thing to note. There is a tiny bit of a markup on these, and that is going straight into Turaf's community. So anything that we make a profit on for this merch, it goes right back into offering giveaways. We have to pay to keep the bot in service, as well as our domain for our website that ArcWriter is working on. So all of the funds from the merch go back into the community. We don't keep any of it for ourselves. And yes, there is international shipping. You got to research on the website exactly how far they will ship, but there are international options.
Awesome. Thank you, Derek. Is that it?
Yep.
Awesome. All right. New outfit medals. We're going to be introducing this. Jordy, you want to go ahead on this one?
Yeah, sure. So the medals are a previous concept that was in the old 2RAF. That was one of the features that kind of disappeared during the transition. It wasn't a high priority thing necessarily. A few of them were still being honored to this day, such as the X number of medal or X number of kill medals, ASP medals, etc. But we wanted to add some more significance to some of the items you can get in game and you receive within the outfit itself. But you usually don't get to see all those unless you ask somebody or you actually interact with them. So some of the things are just stripped straight out of the game, but they're meaningful grinds that we love seeing you guys complete and seeing the progress you guys make on those. So there's a ton of different accolades we want to recognize. A number of people enjoy the concept of collecting them all, or so to speak. So these operate separately from our specializations. They're completely separate. And many of you are already grinding out specializations. We're not, or have already completed them. So this gives those people extra stuff to work towards in their spare time. Keep giving content the same way that the devs are giving us content in the game. So feel free to go get some more extra flex material and show off your time within the 2RAF, what you've accomplished and your game knowledge and expertise. And additionally, with the new bot that Dark kind of hinted at, we're going to have to try to automate some of these, hopefully. But the outfit achievements will primarily be manual. So yeah, those
Awesome.
could be those will be requested in the same channel as you requested specializations in. So
Cool.
yeah,
Sounds
those
good,
will be
man.
honored as of tonight. So that's all I got.
Awesome, dude. All right, router training. Alpha, are you present?
Yeah.
Awesome. You want to go ahead on this one?
Okay. Well, I almost fucked my setup. So router training. So I know that there's been quite a bit of people who've been interested in router trainings, and last November we talked about bringing some router training. Well, now it's actually gonna happen. Okay. We're not gonna wait a month to do a training. Actually probably there will be one this week. But basically, what are router trainings? You can read the text that's on the screen, but basically it's all about making router bases and providing routers and training people and doing an efficient work. Basically, these past few months we've had a few router runners that have been doing great, but some of the stuff we need to refine and we can be a lot better at it. So we're trying to bring back router training so that we can have people who know what they're doing very, very well and very well coordinated as well.
Just to add,
Yep.
I was going to add, so one of the things that Alpha has been saying, we used to have a router crew known as Cobalt, which was kind of a mix between building the base but also delivering it to the point. And we kind of feel that despite having good router runners and volunteers now, when you have a team that's trained and dedicated to kind of work together, they become more familiar. You can be even more effective and you can kind of get in there with the subtleties. So Alpha has been really pushing for a team kind of like that. Is that right, Alpha?
Yeah. So basically, like he said, before we had a team named Cobalt. I used to be Delta, but it ended up being Cobalt. Was a team that was a 6-man team usually that worked together to bring routers to infantry, and they were focused on high-speed logistics and just very, very fast-paced type of work. And our job was to provide routers and protect them for the outfit. And so I'm looking into maybe bringing it back. And so people who might be interested in that play style, I definitely recommend coming to the training because you will need it. Trust me, you will need the training because router running isn't as simple as some people think. There's a lot that goes into it. But if you're interested in maybe having a different play style while still doing somewhat infantry things, I would definitely recommend coming to the training. and also with Osher coming up as well. You can go to the next slide. This is kind of like an overall like summarized version of what the trainings will be. So basic training will be all about pretty much like building the base. Intermediate training is about how to defend routers, how to set up a defensive hold on a point with a router. And advanced training is all about basically map knowledge. So when you're going with a mosquito and you're approaching a base, knowing where to drop, if you should drop, where to place a router depending on the pop on a certain base. So it's a lot more. It's a lot more abstract. It's a lot more situational. Um, and you can go to the next one. Another thing that I've been hearing a lot is a lot of people have been asking for construction training. That is also going to be something that's going to come up. Me and Lightning are working on making construction training. It's not ready yet in a sense that we don't have it laid out, but I am going to probably conduct events where we build stuff randomly, kind of like an op, like a mini op. And this will be like an opportunity for people to learn how to do construction, ask questions, and just have fun with it. Obviously, until we get a proper training set up. What's good about construction is that with Osher coming up and being very construction heavy, construction might actually be one of those things that every outfit will need to learn and will need to be good at because of the lack of logistics. So definitely would look into it, and it's also kind of just a fun, different play style that you can pick up, and it's not the hardest one. It's just a lot of practice, essentially. But yeah, I think that's it, unless I missed something.
Cool. Thanks, Alfred. All right, Dragonfly, Lieutenant Sage.
All right, guys. So, an addendum to what Elfred was talking about with construction and going back to doing small specialized teams. I've been developing a little bit on a project called Dragonflies. It's going to be another small role-focused team similar to the Cobalt team. We're probably going to end up in the same squad. And we'll be working in synergy together, as basically Dragonflies are going to be tied into construction just a bit too. Our role is basically going to be a force multiplier, supplying force multiplier to the rest of the platoon. That's going to be using tactics like pulling air to ground Mossies and giving support to the teams on the ground, as well as using Valkyries and other things like that as well to support the fight, as well as focusing on light assault play and using it to flank and take out vehicles, as well as attacking hardened objectives and helping breach buildings and such, along with the other squads. This is going to tie a lot into construction as well. The idea here is that at the beginning of the op, Dragonflies will set up a small pool base for aircraft and fuel it, and then basically after that we're going to be running a cycle where we're going to basically air to ground and then jump into a fight and then support the squads from the ground. On top of that, we'll also be doing things like helping the router teams out and stuff when they need extra firepower. And also doing shock dropping, which is basically it's a bit of a lost art in terms of gameplay. Valkyrie gameplay has kind of fallen to the wayside since they got rid of repairs, but there's a lot of cool things you can do in a Valkyrie. For example, putting a lot of light assaults in it and jumping them onto armor or into hardened positions and just basically throwing a bunch of C4 through the windows. So we're going to be doing fun stuff like that with explosives and jetpacks and flying around, and some specific tactics that are going to help aid and contribute to the success of the platoon. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is still fairly early in the development. I'm going to be doing a sign up here with a small group to start with while I kind of develop the training, and then from there I will open it up once I get everything ironed out there. So keep an eye out for that. I'll put a list up at some point and see who's interested, and then get a couple of people in and start going with it. So that'll probably be in the next couple of weeks here.
Awesome, yeah. And even though they're not like fully developed, both Cobalt and Dragonfly guys, we are going to probably try and implement some version of it in ops as of this week. So for example, one of the squads may be dedicated to both of these to give it kind of a dry run. Okay, is that it, Sage?
Yep, that's it for me.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. All right, coaching. So Perseus, do you want to speak on this?
Yeah, so I'm Lieutenant Perseus Constantine. Thank you, Sage. You already sold me. I'm just gonna say that now. I'll be a first Dragonfly sign up. But coaching is something I'm looking to roll out a little bit more. I think I mentioned it in Outfit Chat about a month ago, maybe maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah, for a while.
But I did reach out for one-on-ones with a few people, and they did get back with me, and they reported improvements in their gameplay. This is something that I'm going to try to roll out more visibly in the future. So this week, maybe I don't know. It'll be out there, but I'm letting you all know now that you can reach out to me in DMs, and I will work with you one-on-one, streaming your screen sharing, etc. On how to improve in the game. Can ask me anything because I do know a lot, and if I don't know it well enough, I'll go find someone who does. And this also includes understanding the enemy's weapons. You may not know this, but I play on all 3 factions, so I know all about the enemy. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, sounds good. And like one more point here, guys. I mean, the goal is to help everyone learn. Sometimes that's done with a class. You kind of hit a whole bunch of people at one time, but sometimes you need a more intimate setting, and sometimes you need the one-on-one. It just helps to, take a little bit more personal time to help you figure out exactly what your problem is or what you struggle with specifically. As well, so basically what this is going to look like is we're going to have a channel in the Discord, which we already have, but it's been kind of not really in operation. So we're going to reboot that. We're also looking for coaches. So anybody who thinks that they're super good or knows a lot about a specific area of the game, can be anything really, let us know and we'll talk to you and we'll see if you kind of meet the standard that maybe we're looking for. So we are looking for coaches as well as just notifying you guys that this is coming. The goal again is just to help you improve. All right. Veteran squads. Commander Hannibal, you want to talk about this?
Thank you, Captain Cat. Hey guys, I'm Commander Hannibal. For those who don't know me, one of the 2 commanders of the outfit, alongside the ever amazing Purple Tentacle. So veteran squads is a bit of a pet project of mine. In agreement with the captains and Purple, the idea of veteran squads is obviously, as stated there, to address the increase in our population and the desire to demonstrate our capability. Basically, to show you guys, all the newer members as well as some of the more veteran ones, what we can achieve with the highest level of cohesion and experience in the outfit. So the purpose of veteran squads is basically to put some of our most experienced and most versatile players into a single squad, and to use them as kind of like a bit of a hammer or tip of the spear sort of thing during operations. And the idea behind this is to kind of give the platoon leader during ops a more flexible weapon to wield in terms of like harder to crack bases or more rapid response point holds and point defenses, but also to provide teaching moments for newer members. So now and then we'll actually open up 2 spots or so in the veteran squad to bring brand new members to the outfit, like brand new to the outfit into the squad, and let them experience what it's like to play with that level of high cohesion, discipline, comms, etc. The squad leaders will be rotated as well, because the veteran squads will give us an opportunity to train our newer squad leaders and some of our more experienced ones with a squad of individuals that are capable of performing with minimal to no instruction, which allows the squad leaders to practice their craft in an environment that supports them and allows them to kind of take risks without having to worry too much about screwing everything up. And obviously, as our population grows, and if this experiment is successful, we'll be looking at potentially opening up a second veteran squad based on the amount of people we have attending ops to allow for another unit of high cohesion play. At the moment, the veteran squad will be limited to the specialist rank and above, but most likely we're looking at lance corporals and sergeants, but that's not quite official. It's just We just want to really fill it with the people that, one, work together well, because having a bunch of skilled players means nothing if they can't work together, and two, have kind of all the elements we want to see in lifting up individuals to be examples for 2RAF. So that's veteran squads. You can always look forward to that. And to answer XFEL's question in community meeting chat, if LARPing is a requirement for veteran squads, when I'm leading it, absolutely.
Is that it, Hannibal, or is there another slide?
There's a different slide, but that's it for this one. Just a couple screenshots.
Nice.
The old exemplar squads back before the great 2RAF apocalypse.
I just want to add as well, guys, it's also kind of an incentive to level up from PFC. We want people to be working on their characters. We want people to level up. So it's not intended to be restrictive or limiting in a sense. It is to try and just get everyone to level up. Because, to get PFC, you just have to join the outfit and the Discord. But then people who get specialists, clearly they're putting in work. They're following our pipeline for how we want people to progress. So we're going to encourage squads that have more people like that in them, just to see how that turns out. All right, go ahead, Hannah.
Or just fixing channel perms. Apparently people can't see history in the text chat.
Oh, in the community meeting?
Yeah, I'm just fixing that now. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep, that should be good now. Tycho, let me know. Okay, the next one, Strike Revamped. So this is directly my pet project. So Strike Revamped is a new take on what is called these strategies and tactics for rapid insertion and kill team execution training. Strike was initially designed as a specific training for what used to be called Sword Division. It was eventually changed into a general purpose training that just teaches cohesion and comms discipline and pretty much nothing else. And it has once again been changed into a hyper-focused training designed around high aggression play, comms discipline, cohesion, and point holding. So the purpose of strike training is to use advanced tactics, that is, not basic stuff, to hold buildings, facilities, etc., as needed in a more aggressive and forward operating fashion. Stairway holds, lobby holds, that kind of thing. Stuff that has high attrition rates and requires a higher level of individual player skill to pull out, as well as a higher level of cohesion. The minimum requirements for joining a strike training now are going to actually be elevated. So you need to at least be a specialist. And you need to at least have medic, heavy, or engineer specialization as a baseline. From there, we're probably looking more at lance corporals and sergeants to target this training at, but as a minimum requirement, you need to get one of the specializations to come into the training, or you won't actually be useful. That's not to be mean or anything. It's just you won't get out of the training what you need to get out of it if you don't have the specializations and the tools required to make it successful. It'll be run by more than one officer as well, so it's not just going to be me doing it. My hope is to see about 4 or 5 other officers running these trainings at different times, and I'll be working with people in the officer corps, the other lieutenants, to make sure that happens. And finally, it's a focus on the power of the team. So one of my favorite things to say, which Geordie always gives me immense levels of shit for, is the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. And I believe that modus operandi and that methodology is very important towards what we do here in 2RAF, because I believe that the team can overcome any obstacle of skill or disparity of knowledge based on the ability to work as a team. So that's going to be something I'm very passionate about and looking forward to putting forward in Strike. So you guys can look forward to new Strike trainers coming on the calendar and what that's going to entail.
Sounds good. All right. TR Lightning, would you like to talk on this one, please?
Sure. So, basically, I've created a training supplement. It's based off of the Kahoot quizzes, those who have used them in maybe their education career or anything like that. It's basically similar to the Jackbox games, where you log on with like a mobile device or just a a browser tab or whatnot, and so long as you can see the host's screen, you can answer any of the questions and whatnot. And it's basically just a way to provide some sort of alternative interaction for trainings. Usually, instead of just walking around the bases and pointing out which areas are which, these will give you like a highlighted indication of what area you're supposed to identify, and then you answer from one of the 4 following answers. But also stay tuned and pay attention. There is a bit of a surprise at the end, so make sure you pay attention to all the information so that you can answer the Kahoot at the end of the meeting correctly.
Awesome. So just real quick, guys, this is for the callouts, for becoming familiar with the callouts that TRF uses for the different facilities. After this meeting, there will be a new channel that you'll see where you can, basically it's for self-assessment. You can quiz yourself on your knowledge, test your knowledge, and TR Lightning has put in a huge amount of work into setting these up. So it's pretty awesome, and you'll get a look at it later. Is that it for now, TR Lightning?
Yup.
Awesome. Thanks so much. All right, let's get into it. Promotions, guys. I just put this screenshot up because there's been a lot more activity in the just the member promotions. So master sergeants everywhere. It started with I think was it Bloody? There's somebody that started it, and then the next day everyone just started applying for the specializations. That makes us super happy to see that people are going through the progression. We're getting lots of red berets, lots of vehicle specialists, and that's what we want to see, guys. We want to see people going through it. So thank you for participating in that. We really appreciate it. So other than some of the member promotions that have been happening, let's get into our new officers that we will be promoting tonight. So I wish I had a little drum roll machine or a sound, whatever. Here we go. So the first promotion for tonight. Well, sorry, before that, we're getting into our new squad leaders, guys. So we have 4 new squad leaders in training that we're going to be putting through some squad leader training to help us lead the outfit. So we're always looking for squad leaders. How do you become a squad leader? Well, number one, you just have to talk to an officer to express your interest. And then we do a little interview to explain why you think you'd be a good candidate for it. And so here are the new squad leaders in training. We have Corporal Slap, Lance Corporal Illyrial, Sergeant Scanderbra, and Sergeant Comrade Logi. So we've been talking with these guys, and they are showing a lot of promise, a lot of potential, and most people who go through the squad leader program usually succeed, but we're going to do our best to help them out with what we want them to know to lead during operations. But our new thing is also to lead during off hours as well. That helps the outfit recruit and just kind of exposes TRAF to a wider audience, which is what we want. So welcome to these guys. Now, what I meant to say was the first officer promotion goes to TR Lightning, Lieutenant TR Lightning. Congrats. So TR Lightning's been in the outfit for a long time. Once again, another member who's just proven their loyalty and constant participation, and with the new Kahoots training that he's developed, just kind of shows that he's willing to put in extra work to make sure that TRAF is ran successfully. And people like that, what is the difference between an officer and a squad leader or whatever? It's essentially people who really express interest in helping shape the future of TRAF. That's exactly what we want. We want to see initiative. We want to see, what skills can you bring to our little crew. We're up at 2, I'll say the total number after, but we have a fair amount of officers in TRAF, and each of them brings a different specialty to the group. And so TR Lightning is definitely deserving among them. So welcome TR Lightning, and congrats. And feel free, TR Lightning, if you want to say anything, go ahead.
Nope. I'm just happy to be of service.
Awesome. Thank you, man. All right, next up. Congratulations to Lieutenant Jason Kane. Jason Kane is a master of PlanetSide. He knows everything about the game. He is probably one of the best Bastion pilots that there is. He plays all the different factions. He knows just a ton about outfit management in terms of the war assets. And so Jason Kane has been putting in the work. Nobody asked him to do it. He just does it. He sets up a lot of the assignments for squads, and generally just has always been probably one of, again, the most passionate and loyal members of 2RAF from the early days. So happy to have you, Jason, and yeah, just awesome work so far, man. Go ahead if you want to say anything.
I think it was Bloody who started it, and then everyone else followed.
For the
all the promotions. I think he got the highest, fastest.
You of all people would know, Jason.
Yeah, and also thanks for doing all the spec requests. That
You're welcome.
A lot of work. All right.
Yeah, I'm doing it at work too. I'm like, I have free time. Let's do it at work.
Awesome. Hannibal, you sent me a message. Is that something important?
If you can check it real quick, yeah.
I kind of can't. One sec. Okay. All right, we've got another promotion, and you could just said you'll handle this one, but Commander Hannibal is going to cover the next one. So, do you want to do a little preamble here?
So, this one is very close to my heart because it's regarding something that should have happened a while ago and is finally happening again. It's correcting a grave mistake that 2RAF made and allowed to happen. And I'm very thrilled to be announcing this next promotion, or should I say a return to the colors, if you want to roll the slide, Kyle. Kippet. So some of you may not know him, but for those who do, you know exactly why I'm so hyped. Kippet has been a staple of 2RAF since before I joined. One of the best shooters in the outfit, one of the most loyal members of the outfit, fucking outstanding chef, fucking outstanding guy. Kippet is everyone's strong right hand whenever they need one, and just generally always happy to help lend a hand and make B-Way cry salty tears with his shotgun skills. Kippet is an outstanding soldier, a phenomenal leader, and just someone that everyone should aspire to be like, his taste in femboys notwithstanding. So, Kippet, welcome back to the Officer Call, brother. It's been a long time coming, and it's good to have you back.
Hey, it's good to be back, y'all. I'm a little sick, so I'll keep it short, but after a extended hiatus, I have returned from my trip to the spa, and I am back in action, ready to kill, ready to lean, ready to bleed.
Awesome, dude. Welcome back, Ben. It's really nice to have you here. So, yeah, Kippet's a great leader, and yeah, can't wait to have him back out on the field. Awesome. Okay, so that's it for promotions, guys. So congratulations to all you guys. I just wanted to talk really briefly about what's coming next down the pipe. So this is kind of getting into the next part of our presentation. We are at 7:45. We're going to try and speed it up a little bit, but there is a lot to say tonight, so we might run a little long. All right, so I just want to talk about this training video that is still being developed, but I just wanted to let you know what's coming. Essentially, Jordy and I feel that there needs to be a greater understanding of how to read the map and then also how to win alerts. And so, that could just be for officers, that could just be for squad leaders that we tell that stuff to. But I think generally speaking, it is helpful for grunts, everybody, even if you're not necessarily making the calls in your squad, it's just helpful for everybody to kind of have an idea of what's happening on the map, how to read the map, and maybe encourage you to squad leader on your own if you know some of these ideas. So there is a video that's being developed. Essentially, I want to talk about this. First of all, you have to realize that not every facility in PlanetSide is the same difficulty, okay? You got harder bases to take than other bases. What makes a base harder to take? Well, here's an example of one of the harder bases in the game. 3-point base, right? So the more points that a base has, chances are the more difficult it is to take. Not to mention, it's hard to get up to it. And also understanding battle flow, guys. So battle flow, what makes a base difficult to take, understanding fortress bases. All of this will help you to choose better targets as a squad leader. You're not going to try and take your 5-man group and try and take over Araxis firearms. If you know the base layout, you're probably not going to make that call. So the video is going to take a format that I haven't seen anybody in PlanetSide do, and that's going to kind of be to focus on the battle flow, so top-down perspective, kind of like this. And I want to just show you that, even though, yes, we're playing an FPS, but ultimately, the game could be treated like an RTS. You could think of the game like an RTS. Squad leader sets a waypoint. That's the same as sending your little infantry units across to an objective. And so just kind of getting you guys to think about all of this different flow of where you can travel. How far is the enemy spawn room? How far can you deploy a Sunday? All these factors help to decide, help you to make informed decisions when you're on the battlefield. And so, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that I have recorded and kind of what to expect. So again, the crown, right? One of the most It's less difficult now than it used to be, but just kind of getting a visual of what is actually there as opposed to what you think in your head, right? 1 point here, 1 point underground, 1 point on the bridge. And so I'm going to illustrate some of this stuff for you as to what I'm speaking about. Here's another base. I just wanted to talk about this as an example where it's not a 3-point base. It's actually just a 1-point base. This is Briggs, if you guys didn't know, on Indar. But it isn't necessarily easier just because it has 1 point. There's a lot of other factors you have to consider, right? There's no cover on this point. And so just kind of getting familiar with all the different anatomical features of a base is helpful for people to know. I was going to talk about this, but we're getting a little long here, so I'm going to kind of cut to the chase. But essentially, I was going to ask, what is this screenshot showing? It's trying to illustrate Ennis Materials and Howling Pass, right? This is one of the 4 main routes into northern Indar. And so, I'm just showing this as an example about, you could look at this map and be completely overwhelmed by it. There's a lot of stuff on here, right? But what I want to try and do is help you guys to see the map so that you can win the alert. So first you need to understand how to see the map, and then you can apply your alert strategy to it. So for example, this screenshot that I was just showing here is just indicating one of these 4 routes into northern Indar, right? On the east side, this is it right here. You have another one between Palisade and Brig. You have another one between Indar Calm and Dahaka South. You have Quartz Ridge and Indar Excavation, right? These are the 4 main routes. Yes, there is a route between Crown and Ceres, but look where that path leads you. It leads you back up towards Briggs. It leads you back up towards Dahaka South. So it's not really like a true key to the north. There are these 4 different channels. Going from that kind of making sense of that crazy map, I think will help you guys to make better decisions. And so I kind of want to just teach everybody to see this border between the 3 different factions. There's always going to be this T-shape between the bases, the territories, or it can become a Y or whatever. But, starting to see these things and understanding that the middle of the map is one of the biggest traps that you can fall into, because that's where all 3 factions will battle. It ends up becoming a population sink for people who just log into the game and just want to fight for 20 minutes on a lunch break. So try to see the Maelstrom, which is the old PlanSide logo, right? So trying to see that on a map, that's what I want you guys to know. Okay, I'm going to skip all this stuff. I just was talking once again about battle flow and understanding that a lot of these encounters, guys, they're designed. It's not random. It's not by chance. These things are calculated by the developers, right? To varying degrees of success. So a base like Quartz Ridge, like when the devs were making it, this is off of that Xander Klaus website, kind of seeing that these things are thought out. The distance from the spawn room to the point, how is that equal to where you can deploy Sundays? Maybe, maybe not. And depending on those balances of where you can spawn towards a point, that's going to dictate whether the base is easier or harder to take. And so I want you guys to start seeing the map like that. Okay? So don't worry too much about all this stuff. It's just for, I was trying to fill the space, All right. Next up, we're going to be working on a new outfit trailer. This is a screenshot from our old outfit trailer. Hopefully you've probably seen that more than once. But this was done a long time ago, and it's time that we update it. This was back in the days when we used to wear burlap for the outfit. And we are just due for a new outfit trailer, guys. We've got a lot of new members. We've got a whole new direction, new foundation, new camo, everything. So we are going to be working on a new outfit video. And that's going to be on Osher. We're definitely going to be using Osher as the background scenery for that one. So yeah, get ready to put some makeup on, look good for the camera, and we are going to be filming a new trailer for Osher. Okay? Let's have Jordy talk about this one. Captain Jordy, if you want to speak on the new Discord bot.
Yeah, so as I mentioned previously, and Lieutenant Dark mentioned also, we're actually looking into having a new Discord bot specifically created for 2RAF. If you guys remember, we had a lizard bot, but it's no longer it's not no longer being supported by the previous creator. So we just decided to scrap it and make a new one. So we've commissioned Remain NA, who is actually in here with us right now.
Oh, welcome, Remain.
She's the creator of welcome. She's the creator of the Araxis bot, which we actually already have in the Discord. It shows like the active continents, the population of the continents. You can look up your character stats, etc. So the new bot is gonna try to replace the old features of the old bot. So right now, Remain is working on handling like the initial promotion to PFC for new members, receiving and providing feedback on specialization requests and promotions within that, and finally handling some of the medal requests that we introduced previously in the meeting. So we hope to see the bot coded and finalized in the coming weeks, and possibly having additional features added in the future, given Remain's time and availability, and what else we can cook up in the 2Ref kitchen. So a huge shout out to Remain. Appreciate all the work and all the head smashing you've had to do with the PlanetSide API trying to gather information. So thank you. And here's a screenshot of some of the stuff she was working on.
This is the actual code, guys. So yeah, this is going to be a huge improvement to the quality of life. I know we're slow with checking spec requirements and all that, but it used to be that we had a bot that could check that out for us automatically. And so we're going to try and bring that functionality back so that everyone has a better time with the whole spec thing. Awesome. Is that it, Jordy?
Yep.
Okay. All right, Captain's Log. So here's where I just wanted to speak on kind of the things that I'm thinking about, long term for 2Ref. Let's start by looking. This is a slide that we had in the previous community meeting, and so these were our goals, right? Be the pioneering outfit for TR dominance, resurgence on Emerald. That's work in progress. Defend our Outfit Wars Champions title. I'm going to touch on this one. Increase our Alpha Hours platoon activity, which we actually have been doing lately, so that's been great. Recruit to fill full platoon. We had our first full 100% 2Ref platoon this week, so hey, finally we made it. Let's try and do that again. And promote, encourage a healthy PlanetSide community. I think with our involvement in other factions, with other outfits, we are doing everything we can to promote PlanetSide. We're on Twitter, we're on everything just to sell PlanetSide and make it a better place for everybody. So I'm going to talk about this thing right here, defend our Outfit Wars Champions title. I got a few main topics. Beyond Outfit Wars, influence, scaling, responsibility, and experimentation. Okay, so I'm just going to go over this as quickly as I can. So as you guys know, we had a Rel interview. We spoke directly. Rel is the lead designer of PlanetSide. Thanks to SKL, they had this huge charity donation of like $9,000 towards Extra Life. And as a reward, I guess Rel came to their Discord and we had an interview. We were invited by Orbi to the SKL interview. Here's myself, Jordy, and Hannibal. And the reason we were invited is because Captain Dan was the one who kind of made this first connection. Got 2Ref involved, got SKL involved in the charity. So out of respect, I guess, Orbi was nice enough to invite us to ask a few questions to Rel directly. I believe Hannibal asked this question about what is the status of the next iteration of Outfit Wars. And this was Rel's response. I'm actually going to read exactly what he said, just so that the record is clear on where the outfit or where the developers stand on Outfit Wars. All right, Rel says, as far as Outfit Wars coming back, though, yes, I would even like to see it back just as a show mat. Get a bunch of people and kind of just see what shakes out, even if it's not in a tournament format, because it's cool. Just having everybody be on the same page, basically. Take your outfit, try to dust the other ones, and then there's some bragging rights associated with it. To me, that's really what competition is forged out of. So yeah, I would definitely like to see it come back. We have some plans to bring Outfit Wars back in 2022, but we'll have to see how that shapes out. Especially with OSHA getting pushed into January, our timeline needs to be adjusted all across the board. So there needs to be a re-evaluation of what 2022 looks like. So that is the official dev statement. That's not even like on Twitter or anything, but that is what we've heard from the man himself. Outfit Wars essentially is a maybe, okay? So what does that mean for us? I mean, Outfit Wars was a massive motivator, catalyst for action in 2Ref. We wanted to improve so that we could be ready for the next Outfit Wars. What I'm trying to say is Outfit Wars was a goal for 2Ref, for sure. It's still a goal for 2Ref, but because of the uncertainty of Outfit Wars happening, we can't devote everything towards this end goal of Outfit Wars. We have to replace it with something. What is actually motivating us to continue? So Outfit Wars is still on the table, and that is something that we of course want to be ready for when that happens. But I think I was just thinking like, what can we kind of replace it with? And I really think that answer comes with influence. We want to try and be an outfit. This is kind of true of what 2Ref has always been. We want to bridge the gap between experienced players and new players. I think fundamentally that's one of the best things that 2Ref tries to do. Of course, a lot of outfits try and do that, but I think 2Ref really dedicates itself to that. We want to see, it doesn't matter. We don't judge any new player. We don't care what experience you have. We don't care how good or bad you are at the game. We're going to try and help you learn the game, all of its mechanics, because we want another player in 2Ref. Whether or not you move on to a different outfit, that's up to you. But at least we've done whatever we could to try and get one more player for PlanetSide community. Okay,
hey, Kai, can you pause it? Can you pause the image right now?
No, I can't. It's a GIF.
Okay. Okay,
What's
because
up?
that's Ebri.
Which one?
Right there to
Ebri's
the left. That's Ebri.
down here?
Yeah, dude, the Holy Land.
One day we'll have to explain that, guys, what that means. But Ebri's, this one right here? Isn't that Gamma?
Yeah, it's Ebri.
Okay.
That's Ebri.
All right.
You don't know. Shut up.
Anyway, yeah. So this is
It
Desolation.
should look pretty familiar to anyone who was there.
I must not have been
It's
there.
fucking symmetrical. I'm just saying, like.
So anyways, yeah, guys, so that's really it. Is I think that our focus, Outfit War is still on the table, but really as an outfit, what we're trying to do is we're just trying to help people understand the game. We try to do that in various ways. We try to do that passively through our ops. And really that's our main focus and interest, is just trying to improve people on an individual level, as well as the group level, trying to work on it as a team. So what does that mean? Because we're getting a lot of new players now, and potentially that could be spilling over into a second platoon. We're already kind of maybe there. Maybe within a week or two, we might be requiring a second platoon. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? We're not entirely sure. Unfortunately, there is the in-game limitation of one platoon. You know, things kind of start to be segregated when you split into two platoons. But it's something that we have to start thinking about. So the outfit leadership is kind of thinking about how we can deal with that. I have no doubts that we have enough leaders in the outfit to manage two platoons, but it's just something that we're going to have to work out the exact details. So, for example, here's a full platoon. One possibility is that, yes, you start a second platoon and you put one squad in it, but that's not going to be super fun for that one squad. So, you know, another idea proposed was, well, maybe we'll take, if we have 5 or 6 squads, we'll split it so that 3 squads are in one platoon and then another 2 or 3 squads are in the second platoon. That way you can kind of feel like you're more part of the whole. I'm just mentioning this because these are some of the challenges that we're going to be thinking about in the coming days. I think ultimately though, you know, to be honest, I think one platoon is really optimal in terms of like an enjoyment outfit perspective. Everyone's in there, everyone gets his experience the same night. But the reality is we're going to have to start thinking about expansion. That's kind of the next step for us, is moving on. And I had a point there about responsibility. What that means is, just going back to this slide, what that means is the more members that you have under your command, right, you take up a higher percentage of the total 300 members that represent all of TR. So outfits like AOD, they have a real responsibility to do something with that, right? You can't be careless when you have a ton of members under your belt, because you literally almost represent the entire faction, or at least a third of it. 2 platoons is 96 people. That's a third of 300. So 2 platoons of people is 1/3 of the TR population. So we have a responsibility that as we expand, as we grow, we don't know where it's going to go, but we have to always be conscious of the fact that, you know, we got to train people up. We got to make them effective. And I think based on some of the alert stats, you guys have been doing a great job. We often have fewer numbers than a lot of outfits, but we pack a punch. We capture a lot of bases, we get kills. So keep working on that on an individual level as a group. We're always trying to improve. Okay. And the last point was just experimentation. You know, we've done a lot in this outfit before, and I just want to open it up to new leaders, new members to come up with ideas, new things that we can add to the outfit. There was this discussion that we had, some of the higher leadership, about, you know, how long do we do this for? We're entering 2022. What is our stance on things? Are we burning out? Whatever. And the truth is, we kind of came to the realization, well, first of all, we don't think about it every day. It's just kind of one of those things, we'll get to it when it happens. But I think one of the things that we want to try and achieve is TURAF would like to exist until the planet-side servers shut down. That would be our ultimate goal. Obviously, that doesn't mean the community dies, but I think that's a really nice goal to start with. We want to exist as long as PlanetSide 2 is active. So we're going to have a lot of leaders, a lot of rotating, whatever, a lot of input from different people to carry us through. Don't try and see that as a huge amount of work. Just try and see it as that would be a nice goal. I think we could all be satisfied with that if we actually made that. So that is the goal, guys. We are trying to exist until PlanetSide goes down, and do our best to do all the things I mentioned before about community and learning the game. So that's it for me. And I think the commanders have a few other things they'd like to add.
Wait, I'm going first.
Oh, you added this. Oh, no. Oh, okay. You didn't add this.
It's Captain's log. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't add it.
Yeah, let me go. Yeah, TR here. Speak for the TR.
Yeah. So super proud of where we are today. As we all know, 2020 and even 2021 was one hell of a year. Lots of ups and downs. So massive shout out to all of those that stuck through 2ref during the 2ref apocalypse, and the 1ref identity crisis we had towards the end of last year. But we're home now, and we're not going anywhere anytime soon, as long as the game doesn't. So hope to see a lot of activity and energy this year. We are one of the staples of the Planetside community, alongside some other major outfits. Believe it or not, the Planetside community is quite small, but we continuously strive to make a massive positive impact on the game and pump new life into the game with events and whatnot, doing joint ops with other people. So just having the ability to chat and ask questions to the head designer alongside SKL gives you a sense of where Emerald stands as a server, and even 2RAF stands within the community. So super grateful to all the officers for their work over the past couple of years, and helping us refine our feet towards the end of last year. Many outfits probably would have died under the same circumstances, but we powered through. And I'm excited for all the incoming officers and squad leaders. On a personal note, I literally start class tomorrow, my first semester of senior year, or senior college year. So personally, I'll have to be dialing it back a little bit. Some of you might not even notice, but I'll try to be around as much as I can while maintaining studies and whatnot. But I have high hopes for the new year, given all that was presented today. And the upcoming OSHA drop is very promising. It'll bring a lot of new players back, or new players into the game, and a lot of returning members back. So let's strive to keep active play outside of operations, and inviting new people into the Discord. We're a great family. We love all of you. And for any of the guests that are here, just a heads up, if you want to do joint ops with us in the future, we're even willing to go to the NC. So hit me up or hit up another officer if you'd like to have some fun. So thank you all again. My 1-year captain anniversary is approaching, so super excited. I will be able to break the curse of not having a captain last a year. So yeah, that's all
Awesome,
I got.
Dude. Nice, man.
Oh, yeah, bacon.
Yeah. Here's to 1 year stability. When is that exact date for your anniversary?
Let's go with the end of January.
Okay. Sounds good.
January 31st, right? Yeah.
All right, Captain's reflection.
Yep.
Commander's reflection.
Yikes.
He's tired.
No, yeah.
All right, guys. So I'm going to keep this as brief as I can. I know we've been running a bit over time. So before anything, I have to mention, because Purple will kill me if I don't, that Purple will have his cooking stream on the 29th. And he's asked that everyone be aware of that. He'll be cooking us some pasta from scratch, including his making his own dough and such. So stay tuned for that, because Purple cooking streams are always an amazing time. As for reflections, look, there's a lot I could say, but very little that I will. I got promoted to commander after I more or less went around and nagged the other officers to let me do it, as well as bullying Jordy and Kaya and DMs to give me the chance. 2RAF, I joined 2RAF in October of 2020, a long time ago now, and I can honestly say that in that time, the outfit's had a really profound impact on me. The where we've come from where we were and what we've achieved is outstanding. The outfit victory was one of the most intense experiences I've had in gaming in my 29 years. I can legitimately say this outfit has saved my life in more ways than one. And just in general, I think that what we've achieved and what we're doing here is phenomenal, because yes, it's a game. Yes, it's kind of a dated game in some ways. And yes, Planetside itself is trending towards a decline. But if you think about what we've achieved and what we're continuing to achieve and what we're aspiring to, this outfit is a symbol not just of perseverance, but of the strength of the collective. We don't have the best shooters. We don't have the most hardcore players, and we certainly don't have the biggest sweat lords, but what we do have is a profound sense of Vin Diesel. I mean, family, and it's an incredibly important part of what makes us so strong in the field. Our discipline, our comms attention, and just our general love of the game And of course, yes, the profound sense of role play. Thank you, Snowflake. It comes together to create a mixture that, just like the Powerpuff Girls, is incredibly good. I'd say that I want to say a massive thank you to the captains, Captain Kai and Captain Geordie. These guys do a lot behind the scenes you guys don't know about. The documentation, logistics, management, organization, strategizing, planning. There are times that Geordie and Kai just lose sleep because they're so busy doing paperwork and doing stuff. So you guys we owe a lot to these two. They won't say it themselves, and they're very humble men, but the amount of work and the amount of love they put into this outfit is ungodly. Hours and hours of discussion, sometimes daily, just trying to figure out the best way to make 2RAF work and the best way to provide a fantastic experience for you guys. There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes, like, for example, contacting Remain NA and maintaining those relationships with other outfits and bot creators and developers, that without which 2RAF wouldn't be half of what it is today. So, if you guys ever get a chance, just play with them, hang out with them, talk to them, get to know these guys, because they are above and beyond what anyone could ask for from outfit leaders. And it's been my privilege to be their right hand. And I will continue to do my best to shape the 2RAF war machine into something that they can be proud of, that we can be proud of, and something that is going to make those Vanu sweatlord shitbags regret logging on every time they do. So thank you for being 2RAF. I'm really proud of where you guys have come and where we've come, and I'm speaking for Purple when I say that as well, because I know he's also immensely proud of the officer corps, proud of our new squad leaders, and I'm just glad to be here, really.
Thank you so much, Hannibal. Really appreciate that.
You're too kind, but you're going to be bullying me in DM later.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just take the opportunity, guys. Thank you, everyone, officers, members, everyone, for making it work. And I do recognize, just kind of on one of your points there, Hannibal, that there are things that the outfit offers that go beyond the game. Just COVID's been really lonely for a lot of people. I know for myself, having PlanetSide to kind of socialize and have something people to talk to has been really helpful. So I know there's things that 2RAF offers that goes beyond the game. So appreciate that, and hopefully you guys can see that too. All right, we are just at the hour. Well, just 8 minutes past. But there's no real cap on this. If you gotta go, you gotta go. But this is the period where you guys feel free to. You can ask questions. You can make comments or whatever. So I think we're watching the chat. If anybody, officers, wanted to keep an eye on the chat for questions or whatever, anything that we've said tonight. Go ahead, Hannibal.
If you want to ask a question, guys, just put question in big letters, like put caps question, and then write out your question, and we can either ask it here, or we can shut up, Yuri, or we can read it out for you guys. But if you want to ask a question, just say if you want to say I have a question in caps, we'll let you speak, or you can just ask it in chat.
I want to add one more note, guys. We do have a little sample of the Cahoots test that TR Lightning did after this Q&A. So don't all leave. We'd like to see, we'd like him give him a chance to show what he's got. But we'll entertain questions for maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15.
Dragonflies will be starting sometime this week, probably. That's up to Sage and Elfra, I believe. But I think Kaya said we're going to be looking at getting that working in some capacity this week as a test. Getting a TeamSpeak is not going to we have a TeamSpeak, but we don't use it outside of special occasions because Discord is just easier, and TeamSpeak is a little bit too finicky at times for a large group of people, especially with how ephemeral our member base is. It's not really for the transient nature of the outfit. It's not really a feasible choice. Black Beret is being worked on. The requirements for it are as of yet undecided. When the captains come down to a decision on that, which they have to make a couple of decisions regarding that, we'll let you guys know.
Real quick, if I could
Sorry,
just add on the Black Beret thing, guys. Yeah, we know that hasn't been fully decided, but essentially what Black Beret is a demonstration of in-game ability and some kind of skill. Maybe looking at your ops stats. Maybe it won't be hard, but it won't be just based on like your op stats, but it also won't just be based on, you know, your ability to obtain certs to unlock specs. It's going to come down to your ability to play. So we're not fully sure on both the requirements that we're looking for that, as well as, you know, what kind of cool perks can we give you? Can we give you a cool icon in Discord? Can we give you a banner of some kind? Who knows? Like, we're going to just try and brainstorm some things to make it special, because it does mean you've unlocked everything in the game. Sorry, go ahead.
Someone could jump in and interrupt me if they want to.
Just to answer Chad's question about do you need light assault spec for Dragonflies? I'm working on a loadout I have specifically for some of the stuff that I want us to try. Most of it is going to require stuff that is in the spec, but depending on who we have sign up this first round, I may pick a few people who already have the unlocks just to get the training ironed out, and then I'm probably going to pull in people who don't have it afterwards. So I just want people that already have the training methods and the stuff that I want to teach, without the struggle of having to make sure everybody has the same kit. So once I get that ironed out and I have a good path kind of figured out on how things are going to go, I'll kind of let everybody in. So just bear with that, and, you know, keep an eye out for this sign up.
Thank you for that, Lieutenant Sage. Appreciate the insight there. Cyano, for veteran squads, it mentioned 2 slots for brand new players. Can that include those below specialists as well? So that's actually the idea. The brand new player slots is not guaranteed. It's kind of something we'll do as capable or as we can. But the idea is that, you know, if you're brand new to the outfit within a couple of weeks or a couple of months and you've only done like 1 or 2 ops, we might slot you into a veteran squad just so you can see the upper level of play in the outfit, what that looks like, and kind of experience like what you can aspire to. Kind of like basically a way to inspire people to kind of try and push beyond and plus alter their limits so they can, you know, get to that higher tier of play within the outfit. As for Bloody Redstone's question, that's a bit of a weird one. Go 1324, one of the warrant officers, is actually the one who's going to be leading the initiative for our mechanized infantry. The exact details of that is still a little bit undecided. That's why we didn't make a slide about it tonight in the community meeting. But the hope is that, and Go can speak to this in a second, but the hope is that we'll have people basically prove themselves in infantry. And then once they've proved themselves in infantry, they'll be able to kind of transition to a more vehicular focus during ops, with the allowance that, you know, if we need you on point, you get on point. But for sure, we'll want to have people in tanks and in vehicles and in air vehicles to support us with combined arms. But I'll let Go talk a bit more about that.
Yes. Armor has been severely lacking, but we've made do. But with our increase in numbers and new players, the ability to have armor has once again opened up. But not many people here have played in armor, so that is going to have to be trained out. However, we don't want to repeat some mistakes that were had before, so infantry is going to still be a focus. And
Thank you, Go.
Yeah.
Kaya, there's a question for you.
Sorry, one sec. I was looking away. When is the base video releasing? Things have changed quite a bit, and I'm really looking forward to the perspective. Oh, okay. So that's gonna take me a little time. I'm pretty busy during the working week, so honestly, it could be anywhere from. Honestly, I don't even want to give an estimate, but I want to just try and do justice to it. So I would say probably a few months, 1 or 2 months maybe.
Cool.
Yeah, Jason, if you want to pin any questions, go ahead, so we can make sure we answer all of them.
There's no stupid questions, guys. So, you know, get them out now. Division's doctrine's coming back now with Fireflies and such. Look, that's a contentious question, to be honest.
So I just want to say something on that actually real quick, guys. So the reason I included that timeline in the beginning of the presentation was really just because I wanted to illustrate for you the kind of chaos that happened before. And it's not to say that we didn't enjoy some aspects of having divisions. We did like that a lot. But we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful about what units we introduce, because The number one thing is we want to maintain unity. Doesn't matter what division you're in, you need to be fighting for tier. Doesn't matter what division you're in, you need to obey orders when a captain or commander or an officer tells you to. So we're trying to just walk the line very carefully, but we do want to try and add a little bit more specialization in a team play sense. So are divisions coming back? I'm going to say no, but also yes. Like, they're going to be coming back, but in a different form.
Yeah, we're going to try and avoid segregation or any kind of encouragement of exclusivity within the outfit, because we want to try and maintain the whole one team, one team, one goal sort of mindset.
One team, one dream.
Essentially, there'll be kind of like units that are more specialized, but that doesn't mean that you're always going to play with them. It just means that there's an area for you to play a certain play style. If Dragonflies and Cobalt come back.
So solo jokes, how can a new member join the outfit rank up? Because having specialists doesn't make sense to me. So basically, solo jokes, the way it works in a very, very simple way, there's a certain list of things you have to unlock with certification points. These things you unlock will go towards what's called a specialization, which you can find in the link I'm about to provide. These specialization layouts will allow you to achieve, any one of them as a metric for rank up. And once you achieve all the requirements on any one of those specializations, you can then apply for the specialization and you'll be given the rank. As you get more and more of them, you'll start ranking up even more. So all the requirements can be found in this channel here. So if you have any questions about it, you can just have a look and see what the requirements are in those channels for how to rank up in the outfit. It's actually a very simple process. It's just a matter of time investment and playtime. If I can't find my parachute during gal drops, help. Stop being retarded. That's my advice.
Add on to the specialization things. You don't have to like permanently wear all those things. Obviously, you can't have like multiple primaries at once unless you're like ASP or whatever. But those are primarily just tools that we think everybody should have for the specific classes because we think those are the best for team play. Individual play is obviously different. You'd have like med kits and not less C4 and stuff. You'd also be running different implants. But as far as 2F goes, and we're always playing in squads and platoons and whatnot, those are some of the items we'd like you guys to have. So that's the whole point of specializations.
Yeah, just to add on that, it's not like Jordy said, you don't have to be wearing that all the time during ops. You can, I don't want to say you can use whatever you want, but ideally you have the things in the spec unlocked so that if we were to ask for it, we know that you can pull out the C4, right? So it's just a checklist of key things that you want to have unlocked so that if we ask for it and you have the specialization, we know you have it.
So what items should you spend on certs? So the specializations are good guides, but if you're a brand new player, don't buy gun, first off. At battle rank 15, you can reset, so you can get all your certs back. But ideally, play as a support class, so either medic or engineer for your first couple of hours in the game, just to get a lot of certs, supporting the others, figuring out the game itself. And then you can go about getting like heavy assault and stuff and venturing out on your own. That's just a general guide, I guess.
To be honest, the best way to learn the game is play the game. Like, it's going to be tough the first couple days or couple weeks you play by yourself. But Geordie, Kaya, myself, Perseus, Purple, like Fox, like a lot of us all play solo on a very regular basis, and it's given us a lot of insight into the game. So one of the best things you can do is just practice good trigger discipline, practice good crosshair discipline, so always keep your crosshairs at head height, for example. And just play the game, honestly. Just explore the game, find new things, pull tanks, pull aircraft, like just mess around with it, see what you enjoy and see what you like and see what you want to get better at, and then come to us for coaching. That's the best way you can do it. Do we still have the spec calculator, Geordie, do we?
We do, but it's not updated for the new stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Come on, guys. Any other questions you have? Don't be shy. No need to feel like there's no stupid questions, so go ahead and ask. If you have a legitimate question, just shoot it to us. We're not, now's the time. Doesn't have to be like anything grandiose or some kind of philosophical fucking insight. Just ask a question. Aside from stats, what are the main metrics of a veteran or skill to... This is a good question. Or skill to RAF outfit member? Is it kill, support, following orders, all three? Can you be weak in one area and excel at the other and still succeed? So what we classify as a veteran, at least for me, I'm going to let Jordy and Kai and people speak on this themselves, but from my perspective, a veteran is someone who is reliable, who is consistent, who follows orders, who has a large plethora of skills and classes at their disposal, and someone who is capable of adapting to any situation as required, and who understands the intricacies of how we point hold and why we point hold, etc. So a veteran is basically an all-rounder that is very adaptable, very versatile, and is very reliable in every situation. That's my definition. Anyone else? Any other officers want to weigh in on that? What a veteran is? Guess
No.
not. Okay.
I think one thing that to me defines a veteran is anticipation. Like if you can predict which outfits are going to respond, how are they going to respond? I think getting to know the enemy is it's a huge part about being a veteran. You recognize who the top outfits are on the other faction. Have an idea of how to beat them. Maybe go play with them. Maybe figure out from the inside how they operate. I highly recommend that. So I'm a part of several outfits. They don't know that I'm in those outfits or whatever, but I always observe. Not yeah, you could call it spying, but it's partially just to get insight into their tactics. And I'm sure, guaranteed, we have a few outfits in our outfit that do the same thing. So just learn about the people you're actually going to be fighting as well.
So will the vehicle specs be changed? I'm gonna say that's not decided. So we may have new specs we introduce. The current ones like point hold Sunderer, anti-infantry lightning, AP lightning, etc., banshee, etc., probably will remain the way they are. We might introduce some specific anti-armor or anti-vehicle specs, but that's really up to the captains at this point. So I'm not going to answer that definitively, and probably neither will they. It's kind of a we'll see how we go sort of thing.
Mark, are you done?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, for wasps and deliverers, it really comes down to depends on the situation. Wasps seem to be really good for getting bases in harder spots to get to very quickly. So we might be utilizing that for construction or router bases on Osher. But currently, ants are still fairly good and probably a little bit better for certain situations, even for speed building. So that really depends on how Osher turns out.
Tycho Velius, although I do agree that requiring multiple tier 5 implants might be a bit of a stretch for newer players, is there a possibility of reviewing those requirements? I don't think so, only because we agonized over the specializations for quite a long time. It wasn't just something we kind of just threw together and said, fuck it, we're done. I think we would have spent about a week just going back and forth for hours every day, arguing over what we need to put in them. And the reason the tier 5 implants are there is because the specializations are meant to signify more or less a mechanical mastery of that class. So by having those specializations, in theory, the meta tells us that having those implants, having those items, makes you the most effective you can be at that class, barring skill level. So having those implants there is an important part of it because it means that you are capable of acting in the capacity of a specialist in that field. We may review them in the future, but the likelihood is extremely low. If Jordy and Kyle want to jump in on that, they can, but I think that's...
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say, obviously everybody knows rank 5 implants, they take some time. They just take some time to grind. But it shows a level of dedication, both to the outfit and your commitment to working on your character. And to be honest, when you play the game, for a while, it's not that hard to obtain enough ISO for it. You can also convert your certs into ISO for implant. So we're okay with where it is right now. If you can't get it, then you don't get the specialization. It's as simple as that. It doesn't mean that you can't be just as effective as a PFC. You can be an incredibly good player as a PFC. You don't have to do it. But if you want to go down the pipe that we've established, you have to get it right now. That doesn't mean that we're not open to, feedback on certain things with the implants. So we're always open to the ideas. But as it stands right now, I don't think we're changing anything right now.
Do you guys have any plans to boost True F's active recruitment of new members? I have a few ideas regarding this, and it's an area that I'm interested in. I know we run Pobby squads, but I think we could more actively emphasize the responsibility of each outfit member to actively invite people into the outfit and to encourage people who are into ref but not in the outfit in the Discord to join. Kai, do you want to take that?
I kind of didn't catch the last part of that. Which question?
Zivli's question about recruitment. Basically, what are our plans for recruiting new people, and what about people in the outfit who are in the game but not in the Discord?
I think there's always going to be a certain degree of people have freedom of choice. They don't have to join the Discord. If they don't like Discord, they're not going to join it. I don't really know if there is much you can incentivize people to join the Discord with. At some point, when you just say, join the Discord, it just gets annoying. So I don't know. I think there will always be a faction of the outfit that never join the Discord, and you just kind of have to live with that. I'm not entirely sure if we have plans necessarily, but we're always looking to actively recruit. Every single time I log into the game, I'm inviting people to the outfit. I'll even die for it sometimes. So I'm not entirely sure what we can do, but if you have ideas, yeah, let us know.
Will there be a dedicated air force for the outfit? We don't believe in singular plays, so there's no such thing in our minds as you are only doing this or only doing that. Every single member of 2RAP will learn how to fire a gun on the field as infantry. They will learn to play infantry. They will learn how to do a basic point hold. However, if you wish to specialize in air or armor as a force multiplier and become someone that can be called upon on a regular basis or fielded in a small group of individuals to fly like, anti-air operations or air-to-ground support operations, that is an option. We are looking at that kind of stuff, which will be included in our mechanized infantry unit in whatever way that manifests up. So I would talk to Go about that, send him a DM and let him know you're interested in doing that. And as we get numbers and we get people, we get expressions of interest and figure out numbers of, armor versus air, etc., we'll start looking at, phasing people into those roles once they prove themselves in infantry. It's very much a staged process, right? We need to make sure you know how to be a rifleman, just like in the Marine Corps in the United States, before you become a pilot or a vehicle driver.
I want to add one thing real quick, if I could, Hannibal.
Go ahead.
The outfit may not have everything for everyone in terms of, we don't have like a dedicated air wing, whatever, but I want to emphasize for everybody, it doesn't matter if you're a PFC or an officer or whatever, if you feel strongly about something, if you want to see something in the outfit, I highly recommend taking the initiative and, approaching one of the officers or somebody and just be like, hey, can I start this thing? We're always open for people to take initiative. You want to start an op? All right, well, prove why we should, take you seriously, show your dedication to it. And all I'm just trying to say is, if you want to see something outfit, you have the power to make it happen. We are open to anybody to step forward to start something. If you want to start an op, maybe, we can start the discussions about it. But a lot of us, like myself included, I was just like a sergeant in this outfit, and I asked if I could start like a Wednesday operation for the outfit, and that became one of the main nights for the outfit. So we're looking for people to step up. This isn't necessarily just we tell you how we're going to do things. We're always open to people willing to contribute.
The worst thing we'll ever say is no, to back what Kaya said. So if you bring us an idea, we may say not right now or not in this way, but we could always just say yes as well. So you won't know till you try. Soulless AUF, with the recent negative 10% movement, no, we're not going to change the NOE requirement. The 10% movement debuff, to be honest, doesn't really get felt by most people. Like, I know a lot of people like to sit there and bitch about it, but if I'm being totally brutally honest, I feel like they're just being babies. It really isn't that big of a deal. You can literally just run athlete as a secondary fucking implant, and it negates the mitigation completely. So I really don't see it as a big deal, and I think people who complain about it as being sensitive. Can't see any of the questions. How does 2RAF currently utilize cloakers? I'm not going to answer this because I hate cloakers. Kaya?
I mean, cloakers have uses. I don't want to say that they don't. In fact, I think one of the problems with team play across the board is it doesn't acknowledge some of the classes who actually work better independently. So classes like cloakers, classes like light assault, in the conventional like team play aspect, they're not going to be running around with the squad to necessarily do everything that they can do. A lot of the times they need to be solo. And so I think there is room in the outfit to have individuals who prove themselves in those classes to do special missions, go hack a terminal, whatever. I'm not against cloakers personally in my squad. If you want to play cloaker in my squad, go for it. But I need to know that you're contributing to the squad. That could be that you're a good killer as an infiltrator. That can be absolutely huge, but you kind of have to prove that you're good at it. So it depends. There is room for cloakers, but yeah, that's what I'll say.
One of the ways I like to use them is sorry, go ahead, Alpha.
I was gonna say, it really depends on what you're playing. Like example, if you're doing routers, if you're in a router squad, if you drop in as a cloaker, sometimes you have a little bit more time since you're invisible to like plan out what you're doing. But after that, obviously, mostly you switch to an engineer to protect your router or a heavy or a medic or whatever you need. But cloakers, yeah, mostly like Kaya said, hacking terminals, getting Sundays out. Darts is also a good thing, although you can have the crossbow secondary on an engineer and have the same recon darts if you need those. But yeah, infiltrators most in router play, usually we use them to hack terminals very early on before we can even cap the base to get a sunderer out and then get the routers up and running. Usually as a starter, as a startup.
One of the ways that I'll use infiltrators and Desert Foxes, especially used for this purpose at times, is to drop them on a base. They'll hack out terminals, pull a sunderer, park it somewhere, swap to a different class, and come back to the squad. So it really just depends on the squad leader. Like some people like them to be more static, some people like them to be more transient. It just depends on who's rolling the squad. But that's actually the final question, I believe. Does anyone else have anything else?
Is Sage here?
No,
he had to step up.
I would say Sage would be perfect for this because he plays a lot of infiltrator.
He's an infiltrator main, yeah.
All right, so I don't want to take too much longer on questions just because TR Lightning does have a little demo. But any final questions that we missed that are solid questions?
Is it going to be a dedicated Air Force? Oh, well, I already answered this. No, Adam, we don't talk like that. Please don't answer for the officer call, please.
I mean, it's possible, but like we keep saying, you have to prove yourself in infantry first. But we're not against. I mean, it depends on your definition of dedicated. Like, what does dedicated mean? Like, are you willing to convert to infantry every now and then? We could entertain that. But if you're only going to play air, probably not.
We had that already. We're not interested in doing it again. Pretty much what it boils down to is we want to have a mechanized arm in the outfit. We want to have people playing vehicles and air and armor and stuff. But infantry is the core of Planetside. There is no argument about that. There's no well, I have a different opinion. No, that's bullshit. Infantry is the core of Planetside. If you can play infantry, you can play anything else. And we'll happily let you play anything else. As long as you understand that the infantry is the core of Planetside, and there will be times you are called to come to the ground and assist us. And otherwise, do whatever you want within the scope of your squad leader's allowances. If you want to lead an air group for the outfit, if you want to step up for initiative, bring something to the officers and send me or Purple a DM and we'll pass it to the captains if we think it's worth it, or send them a DM directly. But for the most part, it really comes down to we want to have a mechanized infantry unit, but the members of that mechanized infantry unit will prove themselves as infantry first before we approve any transfers.
And the real reason too, guys, is it's not that we don't love experts in the field. Of course we'd want that. It's more just we want everybody to play everything. We don't want to pigeonhole you guys into one area. If you enjoy that, that's fine, but handle that in your own time. But when it comes to outfit stuff, we want people that can play infantry, play armor, and air. We want all three. So we want people to be flexible. You're going to use every toolkit in the game. You're not going to limit yourself.
That's also why the specializations are the way they are and the way you rank up, where you need 3 vehicles, 3 infantry classes spec'd out to get a certain rank. That's the reason why.
All right. Okay. Let's that's good for questions, guys. Any other questions you have, feel free to just type them in the community chat. We'll leave the channel up and answer it afterward. Let's move on to a little bit of a demo. TR Lighting, do you want to get that set up and we can switch streams?
Sure.
Awesome.
Sure.
All right, I'm going to stop streaming now.